Hello, this is Roy, and I wanted to show everybody what I'm planning on doing in my backyard. This is all of the space I have. I built this chicken coop, and I have 2 chickens, and they're in there eating right now, and then there's a guinea pig caged off in the bottom. Plan on getting 2 more chickens, and that way we'll have eggs. And back there, all fruit trees, dwarf fruit trees, so they don't get too big. I could keep growing them in pots and take them with me when I move. Now, I am renting. The landlord put all rock and plastic down to make it easy to manage, but I see it as wasted space. And I'm going to build a huge garden here using the Mittleider Gardening System. And if we look here, I put the stakes here. I have 5-foot aisle walkways around the perimeter. All of these trees are going to be moved probably over to here. I'll space them apart. But so it's a huge square around here to the last stake. It's 30 foot long, 5 foot from the fence on the other end, and then I put stakes every 4 feet because I'm going to build the grow boxes 4 feet wide, and then I'm going to have 4-foot aisles. So that way it's completely even, symmetrical. I don't have to measure different ways. So I have all the stakes in just to see where this is going and how much space it's going to take up. And it looks like I have enough to build 4 30-foot long, 4-foot wide grow boxes. That should give us plenty of fruits and vegetables to sustain us on our own. I don't know how fast I'm going to get this done. I plan on starting next weekend after I get paid, because I do need to get all the wood. And I'll start with this end over here because I want to use the least amount of space for my backyard as I build these. So I'll start here, and I'll build the second one and the third one. And then I'm not sure if I want to build a 4th one right here, because you see my trailer. It wouldn't give me much of a walkway. I mean, I can still do it. So I could do it. I'll have to determine that as I build these other ones, and the cost will make a difference too. So let me show you what I started with, my bucket system. And I love this idea from LDS Prepper online. Look up his videos. It tells you how to do it. That's how he got started. Here's my dwarf orange tree, and that is growing. Nothing is turning orange yet, but it has been growing. My grapes did not grow. I don't know if they're just still alive and just not in season. I have to wait till next year. Peppers did grow. I had 6 pepper plants in here, and the other ones died, but I did have one survive. My raspberries, or those are blackberries, are growing, and they're taking up. They have nowhere else to grow, so I don't know what I'm going to do. They have to grow on vines. Peppers. I did have one pepper survive. I don't know which kind of pepper this is. They do turn red, so it's probably the Caribbean on here, or the super chili. So once they turn red, I pick them off, even though they're small, because I've had some insects on here destroy some of my vegetables, and it sucked. So anyway, here's my tomatoes. I did get 4 tomatoes off of it. That's all that I got. Again, I don't remember if it's raspberry or blackberry. That died. Those were, I think, onions. Strawberries died. Could not get them to grow. My mini tomato plant. I do have some tomatoes coming on here, but I love the baby tomatoes. So I got one of these from Home Depot, and I have a lot of flowers coming up. So this cucumber. You know, I got 1 cucumber, and it didn't taste good. It was not done, but every time this thing took off, it ended up dying. I guess I just couldn't keep up with it as far as nutrients and watering. And it turned out that all these buckets, only half of them were getting water. It stopped right here, and I wasn't checking them, and these were all dry. So I had to figure out why. Some of it was because the roots were clogging it, and then the other ones, I guess, once there's air in the system, you have to make sure you Make sure the water flows all the way down the line, otherwise it will not keep the system going. And make sure it's completely level. Like I said, I bought these peppers from Home Depot. Those are going good. What were these? I think it was pumpkins. And even though it's growing and we're getting some flowers, they keep dying. Something keeps destroying them. And then this completely died. I got a bunch of those little bugs on it, and I sprayed it with soapy water, and I must not have mixed it right. It ended up dying. That used to look like that until it got bugs on it. Then once I sprayed it with soapy water, I think it was dish soap and half, it ended up dying. And then aloe vera. Of course, that never dies. So here's what I started with. I learned a lot. Even though this is pretty easy to take care of, it's still a lot of work because you have to keep checking on bugs. That destroyed half of mine. That was half my problem. The other half was making sure that the watering system continues to work and there's no air in the line, or and all the buckets are not drying out. Another thing I kept having is my water pressure is so high that this connector kept popping. I mean, I could not get it to stop leaking. When I first put it on, it didn't leak, but over time it just started leaking. So you have to get something to make sure the water pressure goes down. My water pressure is so high that even leaving it on with the hose, at the end of the hose turned off, it popped the hose. So I'm happy with what I've done, but it is not enough to sustain a family of 4. Not at all. I mean, we would have been starving if we didn't have money. It's because we had to go shop and we started buying organic vegetables and fruits, and those are expensive. So hopefully this will save us in the long run. The only problem I'm going to have with building all these is I don't know how long we're going to be renting. And if we're only here another year, I'm planning on at least 2 years. I don't want to really leave all my work here. Alternative to that is, I mean, it won't be in the ground, but I'm hoping I can take it all with me when I leave. Wherever I move to, of course, I'm going to find something with land, but it's going to be my own property. And that's about it. All right. Any ideas? Give me some feedback. Let me know how yours is going, or what you think, what you would do with all of this space. If there's any other things I'm missing. But right now, it's just a huge backyard, and it's a waste of space that I see because we can't use it, especially with gravel. With all of this rock, the kids can't even play out here because they can't ride their bike around. They tried. My son shoots arrows at the hay, but otherwise, he does not play out here. There's nothing to do on rocks. So I'm turning this into something productive. See my chickens. These things we got just maybe a month and a half, maybe 2 months ago at the most. They were little chicks, and now they're half the size. They're growing quick. And I built this cage over a weekend because these things cost like $500 to $1,000 if you buy one. I just bought all the lumber, and the materials cost me about $200. And I just looked online, eyeballed it, and decided what I wanted. Guinea pig cage, it closes off. But you can open up those if you just have chickens, so they can go underneath there too. That door opens, they have a ramp. This opens or closes, so it's easy to get in here and clean. There's some nesting beds. And then this is completely chicken wire up on top. And I didn't use the big chicken wire. It's harder to walk on, and the holes are bigger. And if you have animals like other type of animals you want to store in here, it's better to get it's not called chicken wire, I forgot what it's called, but it's a lot better to walk on for the guinea pig. And I did put it up here too in case it gets hot and I want the top open. I'm not done with the roof, but I'm going to make it so that it's on a hinge and I can raise it and lower it. And here is where I would get the eggs as soon as they start laying them. Like I said, I'm going to get 2 more chickens, and that should give me at least like 3 to 5 eggs a day when they start laying. That's it. Hope you like it. I'll talk to you again. Bye.